It is Thursday, July 16. Welcome to CGN News. Chairman of the Caribbean Community, Sir Ralph Gonsalves, has called on President David Granger to concede the elections in Guyana and allow Afran Ali to assume the presidency. Gonsalves' statement was broadcast on radio in St. Vincent Wednesday morning. Guyana hosted elections in March, with the opposition People's Progressive Party Civic, the PPPC, declaring victory. However, the ruling coalition, a Partnership for National Unity, APNU, said there were several irregularities and called for an annulment. A national recount observed by a three-member CARICOM team found that the PPPC polled the majority of votes, but the chief elections officer submitted reports that did not take the recount into consideration. Criticisms for his actions have come from other CARICOM governments, the OAS and the US, which imposed visa restrictions on members of the government. A total of 40 million Jamaican dollars has been approved by the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service for a special support package for creative and athletic practitioners who have been adversely affected by COVID-19. The island's Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Olivia Grange, made the disclosure during her contribution to the 2020-21 sectoral debate in the House of Representatives on Wednesday. Minister Grange pointed out, however, that people who have been approved for funding under the COVID-19 CARE program will not be eligible for assistance under the special support package. She also told the House that the ministry has been in discussion with the relevant stakeholders, including the Ministry of Health and Wellness and Ministry of Local Government and Community Development, for a phased reopening of entertainment and athletic activities. On Tuesday, the Jamaican Parliament tabled a bill to hold two elections on the same day. The move comes as government tries to cut costs as the impact of COVID-19 left a huge $81 billion fallout in government revenue. Seeing Prime Minister Holness moving to have general and local government elections jointly, Director of Elections Glasspool Brown had earlier suggested that the country could save $750 million if both elections are held on the same day. The government tabled the bill, which is intended to amend the Representation of the People Act, ROPA, in order to facilitate the holding of both elections on a given day. Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Mottley, has been commended for the kind of leadership during the COVID-19 pandemic that has in recent weeks earned her rock star status in the international media. Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Amina Mohammed, said on Tuesday people around the world had come to see that women's leadership in the COVID-19 crisis had made a profound difference. She cited the Barbados Prime Minister among those, in quotes, female rock stars, whose status has been widely profiled in international press coverage over the past few weeks. The interactive forum, supported by the UN Office for Partnerships, gathered influential women to look at how their leadership is shaping the COVID-19 response. Brazil President Jair Bolsonaro announced Wednesday that he still has the coronavirus after undergoing a new test the day before. The far-right leader said in a Facebook Live broadcast that he's not experiencing symptoms and that his use of the anti-malarial drug hydroxychloroquine since he was diagnosed last week is working. He said that a military doctor recommended the controversial drug and it worked. The presidential press office said that Bolsonaro, who at 65 is in a high-risk group and will remain in quarantine at the official Alvorada Palace residence, where he will continue to work by video conference. The leader has caused huge controversy in Brazil for repeatedly flouting lockdown measures in place to curb the spread of the virus, and he first tested positive a week ago. The United States posted a new daily record of 67,632 new coronavirus cases in the previous 24 hours on Wednesday, according to Johns Hopkins University, which tracks the spread of the disease. The AFP states that the global leader in infections has seen a surge in the virus since late June, mostly in the south and west of the country. For the past 10 days, the number of new cases being reported has been between 55,000 and 65,000 every 24 hours. U.S. President Donald Trump and his daughter and advisor Ivanka have been criticized for endorsing a Hispanic food company on social media. The pair shared images of themselves holding Goya food products earlier this week, with the president saying it was, quote, doing great. It comes after the head of Goya expressed his support for Mr. Trump, prompting calls to boycott the company. The BBC reports that the Trump's actions have raised concerns over ethics violations. Ivanka Trump posted a picture of herself holding a can of Goya black beans with the company's slogan, quote, if it's Goya, it has to be good, end quote, in English and Spanish. Trump later tweeted that, quote, Goya Foods is doing great. The radical left smear machine backfired. People are buying like crazy, end quote. An image of him posing with various Goya products was also shared on his Instagram account. China has become the first major economy to report growth following the coronavirus pandemic, recording an unexpectedly strong 3.2% expansion over a year. China, where the pandemic began in December, was the first economy to shut down and the first to start the drawn-out process of recovery after the government declared the disease under control in March. Economists say China is likely to recover faster than some major other economies due to Beijing's decision to impose the most intensive anti-disease measures in history. That included cutting off most access to cities with a total of 60 million people and suspending trade and travel. That's it for CGN News. I'm Scott Wilson. Thanks for watching.